Here's my quick picks for UFC 275. Glover Teixeira versus Yuri Prochazka for the UFC light heavyweight title. And starting it off in the prelims, I have Andre Fialho versus Jake Matthews. I'm going to be backing up Andre Fialho. Good power in his hands. Jake Matthews is a good all-around fighter, but Andre Fialho, his last loss was against Michel Pereira, and Michel Pereira has proven himself that he is a top 15 fighter, and he beat good prospects like Chaos Williams. Andre Fialho did a good job against Michel Pereira, 29-28 decision. Not a loss to put your head down. Plus, he's on a 2-fight winning streak, both by KO, and one of them over Miguel Baeza. I know Miguel Baeza doesn't have the best chin, but Andre Fialho has shown that his power isn't a fluke, and he actually has some power in his hands. And I believe he's going to knock out Jake Matthews. Jake Matthews is good, but I feel like Andre Fialho, he just has that power difference, and I think he's going to get it done in the first round. Seung-Woo Choi versus Joshua Culiboa. I'm going to be backing up Seung-Woo Choi. I know both of these guys are really good. Joshua Culiboa, you should not sleep on him. This fight will be close, but I feel like the power that Seung-Woo Choi has will be the difference in the fight, and it will probably edge him out this fight. His power is insane. He follows through everything. Honestly, he's not really that technical, but he does have good technique, and he likes to throw a lot of stuff into his shots. But he's a big guy. He's huge for this weight class, and he's really powerful. So I feel like that will be the difference. But Joshua Culiboa will be skilled enough to give a competitive fight and possibly win the fight, obviously. But I think it's going to be a 29-28 decision for Seung-Woo Choi. Brendan Allen versus Jacob Malkoun. I'm going to go with Brendan Allen. I just feel like he's a little too big for Jacob Malkoun because look at him. He's 6 feet 3 inches tall, I believe, or 2 inches tall. Really huge for the weight class. Jacob Malkoun is a wrestler, or that's how he wins his fight, grappling. So obviously the weight and the size difference is going to play a big factor in grappling situations. And Brendan Allen is a good grappler himself. So I believe that Brendan Allen will be too big for Jacob Malkoun. But Malkoun is young and he is improving. But same goes for Brendan Allen. They're on the same playing field right now. But I feel like Brendan Allen has the more experience. And he's just much bigger. Freaking weight bully. So yeah, I'm going to be backing up Brendan Allen with a 29-28 decision for Brendan Allen. Alright, on the main card, Jack Della Maddalena, I hope I said that right, and Ramazan Emeev. I'm going to go with Jack. Really good takedown defense. Emeev actually slows down as the fight progresses. So I feel like, and I trust in Jack to edge out a decision against Emeev, because there is a big possibility Emeev can just control for the first 2 rounds and just be a wet blanket. But I'm going to back Jack, and I think he'll get it done by 29-28 decision. Rogerio Bontorin versus Manel Kape. I'm going to go with Manel Kape. I just think that he's a much more dynamic striker, and he's a much more dangerous striker. He goes for his stuff. The rules of MMA is all about damage, and this guy is all about damage. He's looking for the KO. Rogerio Bontorin, on the other hand, his weapons are only in his hands. Like, he only has big power in his hands. He only uses his hands. He barely throws. His grappling is dangerous. But against Brandon Royval, because Brandon Royval was so chaotic, he had to just hold down Royval on the mat. And he created no damage, no effective grappling. So either way, the rules are against his style. And good thing it is, because it was boring as hell. So I think Manel Kape is going to do way more damage, possibly finish Rogerio Bontorin. But I'm going to go with I'm going to go with a first round KO by Manel Kape. No. A second round KO by Manel Kape. He has a lot of power, and plus, there's a reason why his fight was canceled last time. It's because he tested positive for something. He gotta be on the sauce. I mean, it explains it, because look how dangerous and explosive he is. But yeah, Manel Kape is good, so yeah. Manel Cap, second round, knockout. On to the feature fight, Weili Zhang versus Joanna Jedrzejczyk. I'm going to go with Weili Zhang. Obviously, I feel like everyone's going, or most of us is going for Weili Zhang, purely because Joanna has been out for 2 years and because she lost the first fight. I mean, it was a really close fight, so I could see Joanna winning this one too. But I just think that the activity of Weili Zhang and her improvements from the Rose fight will help her in the grappling. I think she could out-wrestle Joanna Jedrzejczyk. But maybe the layoff for Joanna might be good. But Weili Zhang, obviously, her grappling looked much more better. And her cardio looked good too. But I still think that this fight is going to be close. I think it's going to be a kickboxing match. But I don't think it's going to be as fun as before. Because I feel like Weili will mix in the grappling. Because she did get better at it. And she shot a lot of takedowns and started the grappling exchanges with Rose Namajunas. So what's to say she's not going to grapple with Joanna, because Joanna is really good on the feet. I think this layoff is good for Joanna, but because of the grappling now, I think Weili Zhang is going to make it a little bit more boring. It kind of sucks that this fight was 3 rounds, because it could have been fun, because I don't think it's going to be as fun as the first fight. But I got Weili Zhang, 29-28 decision. Could be a split decision. It's a really close fight. On to the co-main event, Valentina Shevchenko versus Taylor Santos for the UFC Flyweight Championship. Obviously, we're all going to go for Valentina Shevchenko. She's been the most dominant champion probably in UFC women's history. The contenders aren't really that good. Taylor Santos is decent. Look at her record, 19-1. That's insane. I feel like some people are sleeping on her a little bit, because Taylor Santos is pretty dangerous. Out of all of her contenders that she fought recently, besides Jessica Andrade, she is pretty dangerous, and she's bigger than Jessica Andrade, so that's a new dynamic to look at it. And with Valentina's patient style, there's a chance that Taylor Santos could win, maybe even edge out a decision. I think Taylor Santos does have big power, but I don't think she can crack Valentina or catch Valentina good. But there is always a chance. And with Juliana Pena beating Amanda Nunes, there is for sure a chance for Taylor Santos to win, because she's much better than Juliana Pena. But I feel like Valentina Shevchenko wouldn't let that happen. Like, just her training style and like her mentality and her mindset, I think she will be coming into this fight 100%. And if she does, I think she wins like 90% of the time. Yeah, Taylor Santos is an interesting style matchup for Valentina. One of the most dangerous style matchups for her. Like, honestly, like top 4. That's where I would put Taylor Santos. So yeah, it's not gonna be like a boring, like we already know who's gonna win, even though we already know who's gonna win. You know what I mean? I can't really explain it. Like, I'll give her more of a chance. Like, there's a little bit more, and like, I don't know how to explain it. Like when you watch the Lauren Murphy fight against Valentina, I didn't even want to watch it. But this fight, I'll be down to like watch it with like where I'm focused. I'll be focusing on this fight. I'll watch this one like actually actively watching it. So yeah, Valentina Shevchenko, 50-45 decision. Yeah. Now for the main event, Glover Teixeira versus Yuri Prochazka for the UFC light heavyweight title. I'm going to have to back Glover Teixeira. I was really on the fence with this one. Like, I was going back and forth. I was 50-50. I mean, this is a 50-50 fight. But I do think that the game plan of Glover Teixeira will be to grapple. If Glover Teixeira decides to like stand up, like how he did against Gustafsson and a couple other guys, I think he could get knocked out. But the thing is, some people think that Yuri Prochazka's power is like Ngannou's power, but it really isn't. But I mean, Yuri Prochazka is probably the hardest hitting 205er. But the thing is, Glover Teixeira's chin isn't like a glass chin. Like, he can actually eat shots. Like, he can weather the storm. And when he weathers the storm, he's actually going for takedowns. He's grappling. And eventually he will take down Yuri Prochazka. Even though I knew that Yuri has been training with Henry Cejudo and Jon Jones, it's different. You need more time. Like, there's no way you're going to be training for 7 months with Jon Jones. I know it's Jon Jones and Henry Cejudo, but this is Glover Teixeira. Glover Teixeira has been grappling for, like, almost his whole life. Like, that's what I'm thinking, because that's his background, grappling. And there's no way in your 7 months of training you're going to completely negate the grappling of Glover Teixeira. I know the takedown defense will be good, because takedown defense is honestly easy to learn in MMA. Like, I have it, like, in my opinion, like, in my experience, learning takedown defense is like the easiest form of grappling. But when it gets to the ground and get-ups, I feel like Yuri Prochazka might resort, like, when he tries his new techniques, it's not going to be working, and when he's going to resort, or he might just do his own thing, which is explode, give up his back, or he even gave up an arm triangle to Dominic Reyes. So if you do that, I feel like once the fight hits the mat, Glover Teixeira will submit Yuri Prochazka. Prochazka will give him an opening. I guarantee that. I think Glover Teixeira will just take him down, be patient, and Yuri will open himself up for a submission. Like, Jan Blachowicz did a good job trying to not let, well, in the first round, trying not to let Glover Teixeira advance position. But I think Yuri Prochazka, his ground game is not that good. So, yeah, Glover Teixeira will get it done, I think, in the first round. First round submission for Glover Teixeira, and there's a big chance Yuri Prochazka can win by a first round KO, because I can see the takedown defense, defending the takedowns, and just catching Glover Teixeira, especially when Glover Teixeira likes to dip his head a lot. Yuri Prochazka has good uppercuts, but I'm not really gonna bank my whole idea on hoping that Yuri Prochazka can land an uppercut, but I will bank the idea of Glover Teixeira actually landing a good takedown, because he's a really good takedown artist. So yeah, he's a really good overall grappler. So I'm gonna go with a Glover Teixeira via submission in round 1 and still. And yeah, the rest of my picks are on the screen. That's all. Thank you guys.